Hi everybody, good to see you today. Hope you enjoyed your Christmas and had lots of good gifts and plenty of good food. I'm sure you did. I don't know I can't imagine what you were given at Christmas. I mean, the Christmas turkey and mince pies and lots of sweets and stuff. And perhaps you just had some really good gifts from your mum and dad or from your grandmas and so on. So I hope you had a great time at Christmas. And so we're going to come to our time of journeying through this time together. We're going to have a great time singing a couple of songs and telling the story about God's creation, which will come later to open the book. So before we go any further, let's sing our first song. It is called The Hero of Faith. We did this last time, and everybody told me it was a great song. So we need to stand up and say, be a hero of faith. And anyway, let's do that, and we can just enjoy singing this song, Hero of Faith. Can anybody tell me what kind of book this is? Can you see that? What kind of book is that? You've perhaps seen one before, I don't know. Yes, it is a Bible. It is. And I have a different kind of Bible here. And it's another kind of Bible. And it's one filled with lots of pictures and various things that we might enjoy. And we open the book to tell stories out of this Bible. It's called the Storyteller Bible. It's a lovely Bible. And so, yeah, that's a Bible. And so is this other one here. That is also a Bible, but that doesn't have pictures in it. Not like this one here that has lovely pictures that we can see inside. Yeah. So, we're going to move on. And you may know that the Bible contains many stories. But did you know that these stories link together? They all connect to form one big story, a long story about God and the people here on earth. And so today we're going to hear about the first story in the Bible. So let's open the book and let's begin the story called In the Beginning. And before we head off into this story today, when you see the words on the screen that says hooray, I want you to shout hooray, okay? So every time somebody says hooray in the story, you shout hooray, okay? Brilliant, thank you. So let's open the book. In the beginning. At first, there wasn't anything at all. Nothing. So God set to work. But he didn't use his hands or a special machine. He spoke, that's all. That's all he did. He said, I'd like some light. And then there was light. Brighter than a summer morning or 1,000 Christmas candles. Hooray! God spoke again. He said, sky, I'd like some sky. And some water underneath. And sure enough, there it was. The bright blue sky with the dark blue heavens above it and the blue-green sea below it. Hooray! Earth, that's what God said. Next, hard and firm as if it really meant it. And the blue-green waters parted, and then there was dry land underneath. Great patches of it, dirty black and brown, here and there all over the world. Hooray! We need some colour, God whispered, as if he was thinking out loud. And quivering with excitement, green growing things crept right up out of the dark earth and then burst into blossom, red and orange and blue. Pine trees and palm trees, rose bushes and blackberry bushes, tulips and chrysanthemums. Hooray! And God shouted next, day, shining sun, and night, shining moon, bright shining stars. And then there they were, for morning and evening, summer and winter, time and heat and light. Hooray! And after that, God called to the sky, as if he was expecting some kind of answer. Come forth, flying things, he cried. And through the clouds they came, flying high, flying low, flying large and flying small, eagles and insects, hummingbirds and hawks. Hooray! And then God called to the sea, "Come forth, splashing things." And they came to him too, leaping right up through the waves, sailfish and swordfish, dolphin and trout, great grinning humpback whales as well. Hooray! Finally, God called to the earth, "Come forth, walking things, crawling things, running, hopping, climbing things." And sure enough, they came, up from the burrows, down from the trees, out of the high grass, and across the open plains. Hooray! Now everything was ready, and God, good and ready, so God spoke again. Man and woman is what he said, as if he was calling the names of his very best friends. And out of the dust came Adam and Eve to enjoy all the good that God had made, to take care of it for him, and to talk with him. This is the way things ought to be, God said at that last. This is what I will call good. Hooray! Wasn't that a pretty amazing story, from nothing to all those wonderful things that God made? Which part of the story did you like? I'm sure that in the future we'll be hearing more about what happened to the beautiful world that God made. I expect did you like the trees? Or perhaps the flying fish out of the water, or the flying birds in the air? Perhaps it was one of those things, or perhaps it was just seeing Adam and Eve. I don't know. But it's a lovely story of what God has done in creating the world. Close your eyes for a moment and think of something beautiful that you have seen. It could be a sea or a river, or a tree or a flower. It might be a colorful butterfly or a shiny conker or bright tropical fish. So just close your eyes for a few moments and think of something that you've seen that was beautiful. I tell you what I saw. I saw a large lake with lots of trees and people swimming in the lake or on boats, enjoying themselves. Isn't that lovely? I wonder what you saw. We're going to say a prayer. I'm not going to say a prayer, and if you want to make it your prayer, say Amen at the end of it after me. Dear God, thank you for all the beautiful things you have made. Please help us to enjoy them and look after them. Amen. Also, as part of this service today, this special service for you as children, I put together two things that we could be doing. One is the days of creation. So God created everything we saw and heard in the story in 6 days and rested on the seventh. And this, I'm going to put it on the website that your mum and dad or somebody can download it and print it off for you to do. So that's there available to you. That's just coloring in. And then also we have a thing called In the Beginning, and it is a place where we can actually follow and find the connections between each day and what was created. So perhaps you would like to do that as well. So that will be on the website with your mum and dad, or somebody can actually download and print it off for you, and you can do that also and enjoy that game as well. So please bear that in mind. And so we're going to move on. And we're going to sing our final song. It's one which I think we all know. It's our God is a great big God. And if you like that song and you know the actions, then perhaps you can stand up and begin the actions of singing this song, Our God is a Great Big God. So let's start to sing, and let's do the actions together as well. Okay, very good.
Our God is a great big God. Our God is a great big God. Our God is a great big God, and He holds us in His hands. Our God is a great big God. Our God is a great big God. Our God is a great big God, and He holds us in His hands. He's higher than a skyscraper. He's deeper than a submarine. He's wider than the universe and beyond my wildest dreams. And He's known me and He's loved me since before the world began. How wonderful to be a part of God's amazing plan. Our God is a great big God. Our God is a great big God. Our God is a great big God, and He holds us in His hands. Our God is a great big God. Our God is a great big God. Our God is a great big God, and He holds us in His hands. He's higher than a skyscraper. He's deeper than a submarine. He's wider than the universe and beyond my wildest dreams. And He's known me and He's loved me since before the world began. How wonderful to be a part of God's amazing plan. Our God is a great big God. Our God is a great big God. Our God is a great big God, and He holds us in His hands. Our God is a great big God. Our God is a great big God. Our God is a great big God, and He holds us in His hands. He holds us in His hands. And He holds us in His hands. And He holds us in His hands.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that song. Pretty good, isn't it? Yes. Anyway, it's good to be with you today, and I hope that you enjoyed our time together. And please do the activities, and I'll see you next time. Have a lovely day.